You ever fix a headlight with WD-40? Not replace the bulb, I mean literally spray the connector, wipe it clean, and boom, full brightness like new. Here's what most folks don't know. WD-40 has over 2,000 documented uses, according to the company itself, yet most people only know 5 of them. And meanwhile, the average driver is dropping nearly $900 a year on maintenance and surprise repairs, according to Consumer Affairs.
That's insane! You're spraying squeaky hinges while your wallet's bleeding out at the shop.
Now listen, I've been fixing cars for over a decade, and I've seen the good, the bad, and the just plain dumb. And truth is, some of the most expensive repairs I've seen started from tiny problems a $6 can of WD-40 could have prevented. Here's the deal, you've seen those same WD-40 hacks floating around online: spray your door hinge or make your key slide easier.
Yeah, we're not doing that today.
This video is different. In this video, you're getting the real, shop-tested tricks I've used on customer cars for years, lesser-known WD-40 secrets that can save you hundreds, even thousands, if you drive long enough. By the end of this video, you'll know 11 powerful WD-40 tricks you've probably never heard of that can keep your car running smoother, quieter, and cheaper than most people think possible. So if you're serious about keeping your car running smooth without blowing cash on avoidable repairs, stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive in.
Hack number 11.
Quiet frozen door latches, not just hinges.
Ever yanked your car door in the winter and it felt like it was frozen shut?
It's not your imagination, that's the latch mechanism locking up from cold and moisture. The metal-on-metal resistance gets worse when temperature drops, and instead of swinging open, your door stays stuck like it owes you money. I had a guy come in last freeze-proof January, couldn't unlock his Civic's rear door after a snowstorm. The latch claw was literally iced over inside. People always go for the hinges, but that's not where the sticking and jammed action usually is. It's deep in that mechanical entry system where water sneaks in and freezes solid.
Here's the solution. Grab a can of WD-40 and spray directly into the latch, not just around it. You're looking to lubricate the internal parts to keep them from binding up.
Give it a couple test closes to soften things up and restore smooth movement.
This will eliminate that nasty creak and stop the metal from icing over again.
Ever hear that high-pitched squeak when you go to close the door in the cold?
That's your warning sign.
Fix it now, and you won't have to climb through the passenger side like a broke action hero trying to get to the driver's seat.
Been there.
Ever had a door refuse to release when you're already late and shivering in the interior?
Yeah, don't let that happen again. Hack number 10.
Stop rim rust where tires seal. You'd be surprised how many drivers blame a slow air leak on a bad valve or worn rubber, when the real issue is hidden corrosion on the rim. I had this guy come into the tire shop with his inflation light going off every week. Turns out the steel bead area was flaking from oxidation.
The surface looked fine on the outside, but underneath? Full-blown deterioration.
Once that grip between the tire and lip goes, you get uneven pressure, rim pitting, and in bad cases, total breakdown.
That tiny crack lets moisture sneak in, and boom, you're stuck topping off air every few days.
Here's the move: before you mount the tire, hit that inner seal zone with WD-40. Just a light spray around the alloy or auto rim, especially where erosion or chemical damage is starting. It'll protect that contact patch, stop corrosion, and save you the cost of a repair, or worse, a full maintenance replacement. It's a simple fix, but it prevents a whole world of loss. Ever had a tire that just wouldn't inflate right, no matter what you did? Yeah, next time, check the bead and grab the can. Hack number 9. Restore gummy hood bump stops.
You ever slam your hood and hear that dull clunk instead of a clean click? Yeah, that's not the latch, it's those dry, hardened rubber bumpers taking a beating.
I had a customer roll in with a squeaky old Corolla, swearing the hood was misaligned.
It wasn't. The compression points were shot dried up from heat, sun, and total lack of maintenance.
Once those components lose their flexibility, your car hood doesn't sit right, and every time you close it, it rattles like a shopping cart. That squeaky, uneven closure drives me nuts. Here's the quick fix: hit those bumpers with a light spray of WD-40. It'll soften the surface, make them pliable again, and reduce vibration and noise instantly. Don't soak them, just enough to protect the contact area and restore some bounce. Ever noticed how stiffness builds up and messes with the alignment over time? That's what you're solving. I usually give them a little adjustment after the spray, just for good measure. This tiny insulation trick helps your vehicle hood close like butter and keeps that clean grip every time. You maintaining yours, or just waiting until they disintegrate? Hack number 8. Fix dim headlights from dirty connectors. Guy pulls into the shop last month, says his headlight is going out, must be the bulb, right? Nope. I pop the hood, check the connector, and it's packed with grime and a nasty green layer of corrosion on the pins. That kills your voltage, jacks up the resistance, and leaves you with that weak, yellow flicker that barely lights the road. He'd already bought new lighting parts, but all he really needed was a $6 can of WD-40 contact cleaner in 5 minutes. That gunk blocks electricity flow, messes with the ground, and slowly fries your wiring. Here's what I do: unplug the plug, hit those terminals with WD-40, and let the cleaner eat through the oxidation. Quick wipe, let it dry, and boom, full brightness back, no drama. A dirty circuit can mimic a total failure, and people waste hundreds swapping harnesses or chasing shorts that aren't there. You ever wonder why your visibility tanks but the output seems fine when tested? That's because power's not getting through properly. This is basic automotive maintenance, but overlooked all the time. Fix your electrical contact, and you restore your illumination like a pro. Hack number 7. Unstick rusted license plate screws. Ever try to remove your license plate and the screws just won't budge? Worse, you twist harder, and bam, the threads snap or strip, and now you're stuck trying to extract a seized, corroded bolt from a thin backplate. I had a guy in the garage last month show up with a bumper hanging loose because he tried drilling out a rusted fastener and cracked the plastic panel behind it. All because he didn't know this one trick. The combo of metal, tension, and time makes these things lock up solid. Next time, just spray a little WD-40 directly on the hardware and give it a minute to penetrate. It helps loosen the grip, cuts through thread locker, and lets your screwdriver actually grip the tool slot without chewing it up. I always hit plate bolts with lube before I twist, makes them release cleanly without damage. If it's really stubborn, gently tighten a hair first, then rotate out. You doing regular maintenance on those, or just waiting till they break and you're cussing in the driveway with a drill bit in one hand? Hack number 6. Polish foggy headlights temporarily. Ever walk up to your vehicle and realize your headlights look like someone smeared lotion across them? That cloudy foggy haze builds up from sunlight, road grime, and moisture baking into the plastic lens over time. Had a customer ask me if they needed to replace the whole housing because their night visibility sucked. Truth is, the coating was just oxidized. A full restoration? Sure, that's ideal. But if you need a quick hit of clarity without a full buff job, this will get the job done. Just spray a light coat of WD-40 on the headlight, wipe it gently, and give it a wash after. It'll melt through the oxidation, add instant shine, and improve the way the beam reflects off the road. It's temporary, yeah, a cosmetic fix, not a long-term DIY solution. But for a car meet, photos, or just cleaning things up before a drive, it restores that appearance and reflection with almost no effort. You'd be surprised how much brightness and light you lose behind that invisible film. Ever checked the condition of yours lately? Hack number 5. Silence trunk seal thump. You ever shut your trunk, and instead of a clean click, you get a hollow thump or dull slam like you just closed a Tupperware full of air? That's not your latch, it's the rubber weather strip around the lid going stiff and losing its cushion. I had a customer with a hatchback come in thinking the alignment was off. Nope, just bone-dry seals that weren't compressing right anymore. That friction and resistance creates a little rebound when you close the trunk, and it sounds worse the colder it gets. Here's what I do in the shop: grab WD-40 silicone, not the regular stuff, and spray a light coat around the edge of the seal. Let it soak in, then wipe the excess.
It'll soften the contact points, restore flexibility, and absorb that impact when the trunk shuts. No more squeak, no more bounce. It even adds a layer of protection to prevent cracks and keep things quiet over time. You keeping up on this kind of maintenance, or just waiting until the seal sticks shut in the middle of winter? Hack number 4. Free rusted valve stem caps or tire pressure monitoring system threads. You ever go to check your tire pressure and the valve cap won't twist off? Happens all the time in the garage. Those little metal fittings corrode and seize up on the stem, especially around TPMS sensors. I had a customer snap the entire sensor trying to muscle off a stuck cap. That tiny move turned into a full repair, cost him over $100 for a new component and reprogramming. All because nobody showed him the 3-second fix. Next time, hit the thread with a little WD-40. Just a short spray right at the nozzle, let it sit, then rotate gently. It'll loosen the grip, protect the rubber, and keep the metal from locking up in the first place. I always do this on older wheels. One spray helps maintain the seal and prevents brake or crack damage when you go to check inflation. You ever think such a tiny component could ruin your day? Trust me, it can. A stuck cap today is a snapped stem tomorrow, and you don't want to be fixing that in your driveway with one flat tire and no air. Hack number 3. Clean stubborn grease off badge and trim edges. You ever try washing your car, but there's still nasty grease and grime hiding around the emblem or deep in the trim edges? Had a guy bring his Civic in for a full detailing, and even after a pressure wash, the gunk around his rear badge looked like old barbecue sauce. That buildup settles in the tight contours and crevices, where even a cloth can't reach. Doesn't matter how much you scrub, that sticky mess clings to the plastic or metal surface like it's paying rent. Here's the trick. Give those spots a quick spray of WD-40, let it loosen the residue, then gently wipe with a soft towel. It'll lift the junk right out without damaging the finish, especially around tricky adhesive outlines or factory detailing. I use this all the time during quick maintenance cleanups when I don't have hours to polish every spot. Want your appearance to pop without a full pro detailer session? Hit the badges, restore that subtle shine, and watch the whole car look cleaner in 5 minutes flat. Hack number 2. Remove road tar from fender lips plus rocker panels. You ever look down at your rocker panel or behind the wheel well and see what looks like a black smear or buildup? That's not just dirt, it's road tar, and it loves to latch onto the lower body like glue. I had a guy in the shop who thought his car was just dirty. Turns out that sticky junk had hardened into a full-on adhesive layer across his fender. He tried scrubbing it and ended up streaking his clear coat. Bad move. Here's how I handle it. Give it a quick spray of WD-40, let it sit a minute to soften the grime, then gently rub it off with a microfiber. The solvent base helps dissolve the tar without killing your paint or leaving behind a greasy residue. Just make sure to wash the surface after and follow up with a little wax or protective detail spray. This trick works wonders on stubborn splashes that even a pressure washer won't touch. You want that clean, shiny finish back on your vehicle? This'll restore it without the drama. Hack number 1. Prep rusty tools or jack points before use. Ever gone to lift your vehicle and the floor jack makes that awful grinding sound like it's chewing gravel? That's what happens when the saddle, bracket, or jack point gets crusty with rust and oxidation. I had a guy try to crank up his SUV with a seized tire jack he hadn't touched in years. Thing locked up halfway and nearly dropped the car. Same goes for old tools and steel on metal contact under the frame, dry, rough, and one spin away from a snapped bolt. Before I use any equipment, I give it a quick spray of WD-40 to lubricate the mechanism, loosen stuck threads, and protect the surface from future corrosion. It takes 2 seconds, but it keeps your automotive gear ready when you need it. Works on spare tire cranks, undercarriage brackets, even old ratchets in the garage. You want your stuff to actually work when it matters? Do a little maintenance, prep it right, and you won't be wrestling a frozen jack in the rain with one hand and praying with the other. Conclusion. And there you have it, 11 real deal WD-40 hacks that I've used personally, and that have saved my customers hundreds, even thousands, over the years. We're not talking about TikTok tricks or YouTube myths here. These are the exact fixes we use in the shop,
on real cars, every single day. The key? Use the right WD-40 in the right place. Whether it's original, silicone, contact cleaner, or penetrant, they all serve a purpose. Use the wrong one, and you're not fixing, you're risking. If you learned even one thing today that'll save you from stripping a bolt, frying a sensor, or breaking your bank, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want more real-world, wrench-turning, wallet-saving car tips, subscribe. Because in the next video, I'm breaking down 7 deadly WD-40 mistakes that people make all the time, and some of them can absolutely destroy your engine or brakes. You don't want to miss that one. I'll catch you there.